Hello, survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. I'm joined tonight by Dakota.
Hi.
Mitch.
Hello.
Matt.
Howdy.
Who's suffering from the coronavirus, allegedly, and Chris.
Hello.
As before, Colin and Gabe are not able to join us tonight. And as always, I'm RP Sarge. When we last left off, our group had encountered some scavengers, essentially. Some aggressive fellow humans that wanted to take their stuff. Our group responded in kind, Matt having taken his first life. The rest of the group, having engaged in combat, ended up scoring some hits, but Matt dropped the body. The SUV managed to get away with 2 disabled front tires, barely escaping. The gunfire managed to draw 2 German Shepherds from a nearby home, which the group then dispatched in typical fashion. So as we pick back up, I'm going to need, let's see, who all hit the human?
I hit a human.
Chris and Matt.
No, I don't think it's a human. I'm not sure.
You killed it, so you're going to be harder. Did your Colin score a hit?
Colin, I think.
Colin tried.
Yeah, and Gabe
did.
But I don't know if he actually saw if he did. He just shot into the windshield.
Yeah, but it was blacked out, you said.
Yeah, it was pretty dark out, so he's not sure. But I'm going to need Chris and Matt. I'm going to need you to roll Will. Chris, you know you hit the guy.
Like in the torso.
In the torso. You saw the shot. So it's going to be challenging for you, so flat roll.
Okay.
Matt, you took a life. This is going to be hard. You saw the arrow into this man's eyeball. You still see the body out there.
With the arrow.
The arrow sticking out. So it's going to be negative 20. It's a will check.
I'm going to use a sigil for that.
So it's plus
What's
5.
your 20? What's your...
Well, now it's a 39.
Yeah, now I'll also use a sigil.
Okay, so...
Right.
So remember, if you use a sigil to reroll, you don't... Sorry, this is to Matt, because it clearly failed. If you fail and you use a sigil, you don't get the original sigil bonus.
So, if I fail, perhaps rhetorically, how would I do the math?
So
to know how bad I failed.
What'd you roll?
Rhetorically...
How much did you fail by?
What did you fail by?
I failed by...
So it's
26.
So 26. You look at your wounds, like a physical wound. It's like minor, significant, grievous. That's the...
So that's significant.
Significant failure. That would go away at the end of the session, but you would take negatives to all of your cognitive rolls, your mental rolls to the end of the session.
I will keep that one.
Okay. So, Chris.
So I failed by 29.
So I need to get 62 or lower.
That's a 90.
Okay, I'll go ahead and zip.
You can use another one, but you
Can I
won't get
still
the
get
plus
my arrow
25.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
How much did I fail by? So
Oh, I thought it was
62.
Fail by 28.
Okay.
Also significant.
So that'd be a significant, just like you suffered last time seeing Dakota get bit. It would be a mental wound, goes away at the end of this session. So I know tonight it would go away.
Okay. I've used 3 sigils already. I guess I'll keep that. It's not...
Okay.
It's not terrible.
So Matt,
Yeah.
As the adrenaline kind of drains away, you start to reflect back, and you remember the feel of the string leaving your fingers, and you saw it. This arrow flies straight into this man's eyeball. You heard it, the squelching noise as it pierced his eyeball through his brain, essentially embedding itself in the back of the skull. And you watched his lifeless body drop. So that weighs heavily on your conscious.
I imagine I go over to get the arrow that hits. I just stand there for a good second or two.
Yeah, so if you're all bugging out, essentially you would see Matt just kind of staring down at the lifeless form of this man. And Chris, you killed a couple. You've been in combat with a zombie so far, but this is your first time like shooting a person. Again, I'm going to assume for legality reasons. First time Chris has shot a person. Outside of a video game. So the question is, do you teabag the corpse?
I play a pacifist run every game I play.
So again, not just shooting the guy, but how you kind of rushed into combat. If you rushed out, you exposed yourself to potential enemy fire.
Oh yeah.
Like all that kind of washes back over you, and you realize, like, oh shit, like my friends were in danger, and I rushed out into this. So all that washes over you, and so mechanically, you're gonna both take a -10 So any of your mental skills to the end of the session.
Intuition, diplomacy.
Anything that's a mental skill.
Perception?
It's actually on the cheat sheet too.
Deceive, diplomacy, intimidate, intuition, logic, and perception.
cheat sheet.
Somewhere. It's on one of these.
Front side, bottom. No, sorry.
Are there
back
two
side,
different-
back side, bottom left.
Are there two different cheat sheets?
Oh no, here it is.
Shouldn't be.
Oh, I'm just blind.
It's fine.
So that is that. Gabe's not. He doesn't really know if he hit anybody. The rest of you. You didn't engage, but you know the gravity of the situation.
Everybody get in the car.
I'm just going to take the arrow quickly. I'm going to wipe it off of his shirt. He's not going to care much anymore.
We don't care. No.
And then
I'm gonna go and unlock the doors.
sit back and
For everyone.
get ready.
Good.
So you get your
In the back.
arrow back.
Yeah, I'll get in the back like I was saying before. With the what is it?
Hand cream.
Yeah.
The webbing.
So Colin goes out and he picks up the hunting rifle next to the body.
Okay.
You see him look down, and he just kind of shakes his head, and he brings back and sets the hunting rifle back in the back of the back of the Jeep with Matt and Chris. Actually, he comes back and he hands the hunting rifle to Matt. He said, "Your kill, your reward. Good shot."
Yeah.
And he claps you on the back and he goes, "I know it wasn't easy, but it was us or them.
Yeah. So
And every single time, I'm going to choose them." He just gives you a nod and he goes and climbs back into the CD unit.
Do you want me to drive?
I can drive.
I'm going to give the rifle to
Alright, let's
Gabe.
go.
Just, not right now.
Maybe you should sit with Matt.
So this one has a scope. The one Gabe has does not. It's not a 308. I didn't choose a weapon, but it's a different type of hunting rifle.
I'll sit in the back with Matt.
Click.
Click, click.
Everyone engages their seatbelts. So what is the plan?
Go back to the house with all our stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me everybody that's out here, give me a listening perception check.
-10 for me.
-10, it is perception, so yes, but just general, it's going to be a standard, so +20 if you have your negatives. So it'd be +10 for you, +20 for everybody else.
I got 2.
62, which is a pass.
I love that even with negatives, you still get a 62.
Yeah. I passed by
Gabe and I both pass.
Okay.
I passed.
2 more. I've got
Colin
the
passes too.
1 away from critical.
2 more.
So at the end, the silence after the combat, there's no more screaming dogs, there's nothing.
I turn on Las Vegas now.
When you all left Las Vegas, it was screams and gunfire and just chaos. And there's an eerie silence in the far distance. Those of you that scored higher, there's a very, 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 very faint sound of an engine, but it's getting fainter. It's only been a very short amount of time since they peeled out and you are getting in your car. It sounds like it's receding into the distance. But you do hear from multiple directions south of your apartment. So essentially, further into the city, you do hear distant screams from multiple directions.
Does it sound like they're getting closer?
It's hard to tell, but you just hear them kind of spread out.
Yeah, that's...
So the plan is to head back to the safe house.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you cleared the way on the way here, and leaving, you see kind of the same thing in reverse. You see the occasional movement inside of a car. You see some movement kind of in and around the neighborhood, but you easily make your way back to the road on the way to the safe house. Driving up to the safe house, everyone give me a visual perception check.
Standard or?
This is just going to be ordinary, so +10, so flat roll for you. And Chris.
Pass with a 41.
Right.
I got a 94, so no.
So you will, and that makes sense because you're kind of sitting in the back, right?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the back.
You're probably kind of looking behind you.
Gabe and I pass.
I'm very focused on driving.
So Gabe and Mitch. So those of you that passed.
The middle seat, apparently.
Well, it depends on what you're looking at. Like in a convoy, if you're sitting on the right side, you're kind of checking that sector.
I'm just cautious of both sides at this point. Twitching and such.
So you're getting close to the safe house, and off in the distance, Mitch, Gabe, and Gabe, you see a familiar tan, boxy vehicle approaching in the distance with a figure on top. It's one of the Humvees you met earlier from the army group that essentially saved you from the horde. So you're driving towards them, they're driving towards you, and as you get closer to the safe house, you can see Apex up on top. You can't see who's in, but you recognize him. He's a very distinct figure.
Is the top off of the Jeep or no?
No. So it's, the Jeep.
Oh, yeah, the Jeep has its top off.
Yeah, but on a Humvee, he's like up in the gunner's seat.
Right now, I'm just making sure it's like so we can.
I'll unbuckle and I'll stand, like while we're going, kind of hold on to the like side rail thing, and I'll look down to you and offer you a hand.
Yeah, I'll get up and
we'll unbuckle him and kind of stand up.
All right. So let me actually zoom.
I'll help support you up.
Like,
don't break hard.
Out of character, Matt knows that I will stop driving so it doesn't have the seatbelt on.
Well, I think in this case you will.
Oh my
So
God.
you actually meet up
You rude.
more or less in front of the turnoff for the safe house. And as the Humvee draws closer and comes to a stop, you all come to the stop. You see Church in the passenger seat. You see Ember in the driver's seat. You see Apex up in the gunner seat. You can clearly see them.
You going our way?
We're headed north. We got to try
North where?
the base. Not everyone came. Most of us with families stayed behind. Those were our orders. And this is Church. He's kind of leaning out of the passenger seat.
Can crank the window down.
We got to try. Where y'all heading?
I point to the house. We snagged some supplies. We stored in here. We ran into some raiders.
I'm visibly twitching. I'm not going to hide it.
We're okay.
So
None of us.
When he says raiders, like you know, Apex kind of cocks his head.
None of us are hurt. But maybe you see a black SUV out there with a couple bullet holes and
2 wheels gone.
2 damaged front tires. Maybe you let them taste that Top Gun.
Apex nods.
There's only going to be 2 in the car.
Are y'all staying here?
For the night, probably. In the morning, I think we're heading out. At least.
Back into town?
We're not sure yet. Maybe back into town. Maybe some more places that we can check out. I'm not sure.
So she kind of nods. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping I'd have more of my people with me. Your friend, he didn't make it sound like it was great up there. It has been a couple of days, and we have to check it out. If there's any sort of group up there that's forming for a counter push, they're going to need all the firepower they can get. I'm not trying to recruit you. This is a military matter. But if your plans are north instead of south, we can at least get you that far. You can wait a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys in a hurry?
Honestly, I've never hurried in combat.
How's one more home-cooked meal sound?
Apex sounds like fucking awesome.
Let's roll in.
So, Church leans back in, pats Ember on the shoulder, points at the safe house. You all make your way back. See, the ambulance is in the garage. Mm-hmm. The sports car is in the driveway. Mm-hmm. That means the secondary garage is open. It depends on if you guys want to park.
My car is in the secondary garage as well.
Right.
So I can fit one more.
Okay. So you could,
probably pull the Jeep thing.
Okay, so
I don't think the Humvee will fit in there with another car. It's like the ambulance. It's big.
Yeah, plus the gunner.
Yeah.
Right. So you pull up and Ember, Church, Apex, and Jenkins He was in the backseat.
Jenkins.
They pop out. And they see the bodies. They're outside there on the ground. Like, well, y'all have been busy. Was that sort of recognized a vehicle on the way out here? Past a few stragglers. Was that y'all? This is Apex, sorry. I don't do accents. I'm shit at them. So this is Apex. I'll start declaring who I'm talking as.
Yeah, that was us. We ran into a pretty big group.
Smart. They're kind of spread out along the way. They gave a little bit of pursuit, but we barreled through.
If you guys want to head inside, I can clean up the bodies out here.
Jenkins pipes up. I'll help you, sir.
Do what you need. If you want to head inside, take a shower, relax. Or if you want to stay busy.
How can I?
Gabe and Colin, would you guys do a quick sweep? Make sure no more of our four-legged friends are running around.
I need some time. Give me a little bit. Don't mind.
You can head on inside then.
So Apex actually starts to walk with you. We'll get back to that. So Gabe and Colin, they start to sweep.
What do you want to do?
I'll help you.
You want to move bodies?
Hello, spider in corner.
I'll go into the back of the SUV and grab us each a pair of gloves. And I'll start dragging, with Jenkins and them, we'll start dragging the bodies into the horse corral.
So
Just over there, yeah.
Okay. Sure. You easily take care of that. So Apex is walking with you, Matt. He's like, you look like you've been through the shit, young blood. Finally get that shotgun away?
I did earlier, but this is a new thing. I'll just show the bow.
It's a nice piece.
Yeah.
Silent too. In this world, it can go a long way.
I found it out today. I'm not being hidden about the shit at all.
I've seen that look. Was your first?
Yeah, it was.
To say it gets easier, it doesn't. But did it matter?
If I didn't do it, Mitch would have been shot or even killed or something. I don't know.
So he puts an arm on or a hand on your shoulder. And that's what you need to remember. If you did it to protect those that you love, then it was a clean kill. It doesn't get easier. Believe me. But it gets to the point where it doesn't hurt as much. You do what you need to do. Me, I tend to get fucking wasted and reflect. And then the next day, I get up and I know that if I have to pull the trigger, I'll do it. And believe me, I've pulled the trigger a lot of times. If you need to talk, everyone in my group here, except for Jenkins, we've been through it.
I'll probably take you up on an offer.
Alright. I'm going to go help them. He nods off towards Gabe and Colin. So you see he still has the same silence down for, essentially. Mm-hmm. So he peels off.
I'm just going to head inside and take a shower.
So the rest of you move the bodies off towards where you
just
want to put in the
right,
fence line?
yeah, just in the fence line,
okay.
In a pile.
So they're there. They're piled up, and it was the 3 zombies. You don't
Dogs.
see these.
We're gonna grab these dog corpses too.
Okay. So you pile them all up. They're all stacked like cordwood.
And I'll run back to the car, grab, I think we got some lighters. And I think maybe...
I mean, we have gasoline, but...
We'll probably toss what... I mean, they've got...
They're close.
Is there hay around at the horse corral?
Give me an investigate plus 20.
I pass.
So yeah, you go and you find there's feed pellets and there's just hay for bedding.
I'll throw a bunch of hay onto them because that'll light real quick.
Yep.
I'll light it up.
So you do that, and it takes time. I've unfortunately witnessed a burning body in a crematorium.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but they do catch.
The hay makes really good kindling.
Yeah, and you kind of have it not just on top, but like kind of interspersed through the stack. Anyone within like smelling distance, you smell this. It's almost like a sweet, kind of pleasant smell, which is the worst part. Like a pleasant summer barbecue, minus the seasonings. And there's the popping of the fat as it starts to burn. I don't know if you guys are like hanging around roasting marshmallows.
Probably
or whatever,
not.
yeah. So you toss it on and it catches. And
Stare at the fire.
I'll hang around a bit.
but you can tell like all of them are on fire. Like the fur catches pretty quick, the clothes catches pretty quick, the hair, until you see the skin starts blacken and kind of crack and peel back. You see the musculature and everything underneath. And over the course of a little while, they burn down. For sure, to the point where whatever smell was there is now pretty much covered. And well in the well in the shed in here, you see like horse tack, stuff like that. Nothing that jumps out as being useful. It's horse equipment. There's a few hammers for fixing shoes, things of that nature.
Bound to be some rope or leads.
There's rope, leads, whatever you would want to grab from a typical horse stable.
Snatch a decent like bunch of rope and maybe a lead or two, and throw them in the car.
Yeah, to do that. Chris, Dakota, what did you all have planned after the bonfire? Search for marshmallows?
I'm gonna look. I don't know. I'm gonna look for someone and see if I can do something to help somewhere, something.
And just keep your mind off of everything.
I'm looking to keep busy. Yes.
Okay. So you see, like off in the distance, you see Apex, Colin, and Gabe. They're just kind of making a long loop around the house. And once in a while, you see Apex stop and kind of look at something on the ground. Mitch, you see, is just over by the bonfire, kind of keep an eye on it. Matt's gone into the house. Dakota, where do you go?
I'd probably go and check on him through the door.
Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring an extra towel, maybe something him to get change into.
Okay. So the army,
Is juicy on the
the
edge.
army personnel. So you've never seen these individuals before. So you see
I'm
very
just to care.
large, like built black man. And you see a shorter, not short, but shorter, skinnier redhead. Both full battle rattle. Weapons, plenty of weapons. They're actually like kind of looking through stuff in the Humvee. So they're the closest group of people that aren't currently doing something. If you want to go talk about
them. I'd probably at this point I'd probably go with Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Matt, you went inside. What you said you're gonna go take a shower?
Yeah.
So you go inside. You head upstairs. There's a shower upstairs in the master bathroom, past the safe room. The two of you head inside, head upstairs. You hear the shower ring. Nice in there, sudsy.
Okay. Then
Probably very steamy shower, not
Yeah, natural.
all right. Then I guess I go.
It's going to be the last hot shower ever in the history of man. So
All right. Then I guess at that point, since there's nothing to do here, I'll go outside and just talk to the first, the closest people around.
So that'd be the armor piece. So
Okay.
Dakota, you said you wanted to go check on that.
Yeah. And probably grab, if there aren't any towels in there, grab towels and clean your clothes and then just knock on the door.
Okay. So you're in the shower. I know, like imagine just kind of like
yeah.
letting
Maybe
water
sitting.
yeah.
Pro-
curled up in like fetal position in the corner, Ace Ventura style.
Trying to scrub off that mascara.
That's all this is.
Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot you guys did that.
Yeah.
So
You're
I
fabulous.
I kill while looking fabulous.
You did. You slayed on multiple different levels.
That way you just get you some stripper heels.
So you hear
Stripper heels, Hello Kitty backpack.
So you hear a knock on the door. Over the sound of the water, it's not loud, but you hear like a faint knock on the door.
Yeah, I'll get on in a second. I'm just finishing up. Don't mind me.
Not what I was gonna say, but if you want to.
What's up?
I have towels and change of clothes.
Oh, thank you. I'll just put him in the bed. Oh.
Fine, okay. I'll go put him on the bed.
If there's anything you want to talk about, then I guess while I'm in the shower. Why the fuck not? I don't know.
I am the worst person to talk about emotional issues. But if you want to rant, that's fine.
I don't know what to rant about at this point. Just fucking kill a man. And what do you mean, and?
Well, honestly, it was just life and death. It was either you killed him or he possibly killed someone else of our group. So.
Yeah, I know.
The emotional trauma is not going to go away, but when you look at it that way, it might be a bit easier.
You're doing great, sweetie, with the whole helping thing. That's lovely.
That's me, such a helper. Do you want me to get like you some bubble bath soap and? I don't know.
I think I'm good. I think I'm okay.
He just wants to curl up with his frying pan and take a nap.
You're my last love of my life.
It's been with you since the start.
Yes.
It's from Mitch's original apartment.
Oh, and the Hello Kitty backpack.
And Brittany's Hello Kitty backpack. Neon.
Oh, it's neon. I didn't know that.
Well, it's bright. I think that's how they describe it. It's bright.
For sure.
Hot pink.
What's everyone else doing?
I have no idea, but I just burned some bodies with Mitch.
Oh, you burned the bodies. That's a thing. That's cool, I guess. I'll be out in a sec in case anyone else wants to take a shower, I guess.
There's a bathroom downstairs. I think you're fine.
Yeah, there's a regular bathroom downstairs, but like
you
a
have
full
the
bathroom
tub.
upstairs.
I'm just freaking out. I'm just talking because I can.
You want me to give you a soldier revolver?
I'm good.
In the
shower?
Hey, we're gonna have to upgrade this to definitely not for kids.
Not in the shower, but I mean.
I think I'm good for now. I'll let you know if anything pops up.
Or don't.
I just got what I said. Well, Matthew's actually fucking. I like
We need fan art, I think, at this point.
That's why I said don't.
You can picture it now, just mad. Holy shit, if anything pops up. Dakota's like leaning against the door.
No.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
You're a teenage boy. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's technically an adult.
I'm an adult by law. Well, law doesn't mean anything nowadays, but that's okay.
You're a teen by heart.
So, you all have your heartwarming discussions through the show.
God, yeah, it's so heartwarming. He feels better.
I'll talk to you when I'm going to the shower.
Or
Chris,
really
you're
don't.
going to talk to the army people?
Sure.
I
Yeah.
can't
So
handle
they
your
are the
baggage.
closest, because you see Mitch off in the distance by this now pretty well engulfed stack of bodies. You don't see Colin, Gabe, or the guy that was on top of the Humvee, but you see the three others that were out there.
Okay.
You see, medium build, white kid, shaped head underneath the helmet. You don't see any hair
Do you
popping
really
out.
want to come over
You
the
see him
shoulder?
he's ferrying stuff back in between. You actually pass him on the way. He's got like a couple bags with him. Oh, excuse me, sir. They're by you.
Oh, sorry. I guess, I don't know. What is it? Hold on.
You're right. Head towards the Humvee where the other two are at.
Yes. Yeah.
See, I can actually see you, like, he asks you what you're up to, and you're just like,
It's your sniffing wound. Walk it out differently.
So as you get closer to the Humvee, you see on the hood they have a map opened up, and the larger black dude is kind of tracing some stuff, pointing at stuff to the woman. And as you approach, you hear him saying like, "All right, so obviously there's one way to get there. Not the best tactical situation." She said, "I agree, but we could essentially go this way." So you see her kind of pointing off through the desert towards a base.
Okay.
So they see you come up. The man looks at you and says, "You weren't with the original group."
No.
Did they find you out there?
They found me here, actually.
Hi, I'm Chris.
He extends it like a big meaty hand. Church. And this is Ember.
Church. Ember. Nice to meet you. I don't know, is there anything I can do to help you at all or anything right now?
We're just trying to figure out our next move. Jenkins is just helping us carry gear inside. I mean, I'm not asking you to help us carry our gear, but
Sure. What should I carry in?
anything that's not bolted down inside the Humvee.
Okay, and I'll get on that. What room should I move it to?
Your house, your safe house. Where do you want to put it?
Don't those hoods like come off? Like he's like pulls
Pretty
off
much,
the
yeah. So inside. So
God
you look
damn it.
inside, and there's like a couple grain ammo cans. There's like a duffel bag. There's just a random assortment of gear inside. You see a couple of extra weapons.
I'll start picking things up and moving in, and if I see Jenkins on the way, I'll say, where are you dropping this stuff off?
Like, I'm just putting it in the living room. No one really gave me a direction.
Okay.
You walk in, you just see, like, you could tell he walked in and was like, and just moved it kind of out of the way and said, it's like, there's the living room downstairs where Matt was sitting and texting and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
A couch. There's a stack of a couple duffel bags, and like you see an automatic rifle stacked in front of the couch, kind of in the living room.
Okay. I'll stack everything there because I don't know where it's going either.
Right. Welcome to not being in charge. Very vague directions. Take this, move it there. There's a very broad definition.
There is Effie there.
So at this time, you're out there. You see them coming around this side of the house.
What time of day is it?
You guys left early morning. It's probably getting around lunchtime, to be honest, because you weren't at the house for a very long time. It did take you a little while to get there because you had to move vehicles and stuff, which is usually like a 20-minute drive from point A to point B. It probably took you an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the house for maybe 20 minutes, and then about an hour back. So I'd say it's probably coming up on noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see them around in the house, the corner. Apex peels off, heads back to the Humvee. Gabe and Colin actually make their way over to you. They come through the gate.
I'll start walking towards him.
Gabe walks up to you. All right.
Then give him a hug.
Gives you a hug back.
I'm gonna go Jenkins. I'm gonna go Jenkins. Have you ever fucking killed a man?
That's okay.
Go get some alcohol while you still can.
Because I sure as fuck.
Oh yeah, the military's here. You better grab the booze now.
After the hug, I'll keep a hand on him at least and just kind of look to the two of them.
That's good.
Anything?
All quiet. I mean, I didn't see anything. Gabe was looking with his binoculars. There's still some wisps of smoke. This is Colin. There's still some wisps of smoke, because Colin's really loud. There's still a few wisps of smoke coming back from the helicopter, but it's nothing. I don't see any movement.
Thank you.
Apex saw some tracks, and he said those were the dogs from the other night.
Thanks, brother. And put my forehead to Gabe's and kind of a bad time, but anyone hungry?
Colin has a pretty good sense of humor. He's like, go for some barbecue.
So I like point out, like, when I was on him, I probably would go and start looking for food if it was noon.
So it's about lunchtime. So if you want to go, because you have your provisions, and you kind of searched through the kitchen. You've used most of what was available. So if you're going to cook something up, you'd have to use some of your 243 units of food.
We still have 12 perishables.
Right. So game mechanics of the game is 3 meals a day per person. So 3 food units per person per day. So right now, if you wanted to also cook for the military people, you're looking at 2, 4, 6, 10 people. So it'd be 10 units of food if you wanted to cook for the military.
I probably would. I don't know. You guys seem pretty with them.
So it'd be, there's plenty of canned goods in here, and you could search through the cupboard probably because you did the other night. There's still some random cans of stuff. So give me a look, because you already know where the pantry is. I'm not making you look for a door.
77.
So you search through, and most of the stuff is like. There's still cans of food, but it doesn't seem like anything you'd want to pull in.
Wheat.
Yeah.
Weird question. With my really bad luck roll, is there powdered mashed potatoes? Because that can be good sometimes.
Why not?
Is it the good brand of powdered mashed potatoes?
What's the bad brand? Because that's what you got. You found like
It's the off brand. Yeah, it's like
I mean,
it's like Family Dollar mashed potatoes in this mansion.
Well, I mean, with other stuff, I could probably make it taste good.
That's when their other friends come.
Yeah.
It won't be best, but it'll be okay.
So you find like half a box of powdered mashed potatoes. But then, other than that, everything else doesn't really seem like it would go. It's like lima beans and like weird
not making chili
enchilada sauce,
cream of
stuff
mushroom
like
and lima beans.
Yeah. So you find that, so that will count that as like 2 food units.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to still use 8 to cook a lunch for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Perishable or non-perishable?
Because you have some perishable foods, and everything else is like canned goods. So you still have eggs, and there's some meat in the fridge.
I would probably like grab the meat.
So how many perishables did you have left?
10. So we'll have 4 left.
I'll exclude some from me because I don't want to eat meat.
Okay. All right, so give me broadcraft, and this is literally just broadcraft plus 20. You're literally just seeing how quickly you make it and how well it tastes for everybody else. The broadcraft plus 20.
Okay. That's 60. Now I'll spend a sigil because I don't want to make something crappy.
Mitch did the same thing. Don't feel bad for you.
So
you're
that's
85.
Cooking with a sigil.
85. Okay.
That's my new Zealand cooking show, Cooking with a Sigil.
Yeah.
78.
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. So,
Gourmet as fuck.
so you grab the potatoes, and you're looking through the fridge, and you're like, all right, this would pair well with this. And then you try to cook with like the seasonings cabinet, and you start grabbing things that you know would pair well.
Mm-hmm.
And you pull out a big, like, what exactly are you trying to make? Like a stew or a roast, or what are you trying to do? You find like some chicken thighs that you can cook. Part of the vegetables. Some dumplings, chicken rice. What are we trying to make?
Probably, well, if I have mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes can be used for dough. Not a good dough.
Like a potato dough?
Just
Potato.
potato.
So, like, I don't know, I guess, I know how to make chicken and dumplings, and I'd use
It's like Lord of the Rings. When you describe every meal you eat. Have you ever read the original freaking book? It's like 90% food that they eat.
What's second one?
But now, like, maybe find a different meat for Mitch, since I know he doesn't really like chicken all that much.
I like chicken.
Really?
I don't like ham.
Oh.
It's the apocalypse. You can't be picky. So you whip up.
I mean, all the picky.
I say over the course of the next like hour, you whip up pretty hearty batch of chicken dumplings. Like you use some frozen vegetables you find in the freezer. You use the chicken, the mashed potatoes, good seasoning, like healthy. There's like a healthy stock to it. It's gonna be very filling.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon zest.
Lemon zest. Yeah, you
I put that in Mitch so he can be all sour. Sorry, I meant Matt.
So you're making that for about an hour. Right after you talk to Matt. So while you're doing that, you're talking to the army people. You're talking to Gabe and Colin. Besides going to just eat a lunch and finishing up a shower, whatever that entails, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
After lunch, I'll move everything that we put in the safe house into the cars. Kind of distribute it all out. We'll probably keep the Jeep relatively empty to make it a run vehicle. We'll fill out the ambulance. We'll fill out the SUV. Just a quick double sweep of the house. And when it gets closer to nightfall, and we start to do dinner again.
So there are 10 food units.
Yeah.
I'll
take the rest of the perishable and I'll cut into our. So
because the army, they have like MREs and stuff, but they're definitely appreciative of the home cooking.
They really
I
like
did
me.
want to check my phone because I'm back on the Wi-Fi. I want to check for anything new.
So you check, and you haven't heard anything back from anybody. Everything you sent out, you haven't heard anything back.
I'm just gonna send. Well, not yet, actually. Okay. Yeah, I'll just check that phone. Came up, and I'll probably sit on the couch and just sit there awkwardly, just staring. Like, what the fuck have I done today?
Make sure to give you the super comfy stuff.
While she's probably whipping up dinner, then I want to grab Apex.
Okay.
Like, hey, do you see that sports car out front?
Oh yeah.
Looks nice, doesn't it? Want to see something else that you and your boys might think is nice?
Oh yeah.
I'll take him to the man cave.
So you walk in and you flick on the light, and he's just like,
You know, after we leave, all this is kind of gonna go to waste. It'd be a shame for all this just to sit here and gather a bunch of dust, don't you think? Especially after a hard day that Matt's had, and knowing the hard days that you guys got ahead of you. Seems like an awful waste.
if this isn't a one-way trip, we'll hit it up on the way back. But you see him kind of start to root around through some drawers. He goes behind the bar, and he roots around, and he starts pulling out his bar towels. He starts looking.
This ain't my specialty. This is all you.
He starts looking, and he's like, "Go get Ember for me."
Okay. And I'll run and snag her.
So you bring Ember back in, and he's like, "What do you need?" And you're like,
I got a surprise for you.
"All right."
All the
Follow you?
booze.
She's all, "Follow you." You bring her in there, and same because she's like, "Ooh." And Apex is like, "Slow down. Let's make some of this stuff go bang." And he holds up a fist, like all the rags. He's like, "This is your specialty." She's like, all right. So she starts looking through the different bottles of alcohol.
Know what I meant?
Guess what I meant though?
What?
I want Molotov cocktails. Not my mental state, but in usual mental state.
So you see her looking around, and you see her grab a bottle of Everclear and a couple other bottles, and she pours them on the rag, essentially, stuffs them down there, and you see her fishing through her bag, and she pulls out some duct tape, starts duct taping them down, and so this takes her about 10-15 minutes. And then assembled on the bar in front of you are 10 Molotov cocktails. So
Is there a milk crate?
you have to,
Or this guy has like a bunch of liquor, right? Does he have one of those like crates that has the small dividers that like you set a bunch of bottles in?
Yeah, sure.
I'll load him into that. And
So you now have 10 Molotov cocktails between you and the group. The way they would work, you'd have to throw them, which would be, depending if you're going with a can of chicken. You're trying to go for distance, you're trying to go for accuracy. Accuracy would be an athletic score check, just like in D&D, dexterity versus strength. How far versus how skilled. Lobbing it, area of effect, it would do fire damage essentially immediately, obviously. It would be burst into flames. And then, say it would cover like a 10 by 10 area in flames. Not for a long time, but for a short duration. So
was I imagining things when you said there's like a big ass TV and
now this is full on man cave. So TV, dartboard, arcade machine type thing.
projector?
Not with the big TV. I'd say you would have both.
Power's on, obviously. I want to go through a couple. This is like a big ass couch. Is it a?
Oh yeah. So he's got a big couch, and then parts of it are like motorized recliners.
Mm-hmm. So, bear with me. I want to look through the underneath the TV. Is there movies like DVDs and stuff like that?
All the porn.
Probably. It's a man
sex
cave.
tapes. No, yeah, you see a pretty good assortment of movies.
All right.
Some old, some new.
Say Apex or Ember. After you're done with that, pick out something you think everyone would like. Apex, help me move some of these couches back.
I know exactly the movie to play, and everyone's military will agree.
So I want Apex to kind of help me move the couch back a little bit so that there's a good distance between, and like grab Jenkins too, and let's go. We're gonna empty this house of blankets and pillows and shit.
All right.
Let's rock.
So you've already had dinner at this point. So everyone's just kind of chilling around, and those of you that are in,
running in,
you see
running
like
to the bedrooms, running back out.
Mitch coming out with like fistfuls of blankets and pillows, and Jenkins is just kind of he just has like a super confused look on his face, and Church is just kind of like watching, like
What are you guys doing?
None.
Blanket fort.
Until
Okay, have fun.
once it's done, which I'm sure you
Yeah.
understand what I'm kind of come back in like, hey everybody, we gotta have a talk. It's a meeting in the man cave.
Okay.
Come on, pretty boy.
I'll lock up the house, all the lights off and everything. And essentially when you guys get in there, it's just a bunch of blankets and pillows all along the floor. And the recliners will have some pillows and blankets laid out too. And the TV will be loaded up, ready to play.
Frozen.
Oh my god, no!
If you ever walk into a booth when you're deployed, it's either going to be Frozen, Black Hawk Down, or Super Troopers was the one that was big with me, but it's Frozen. Like you see the loading screen right there, Frozen.
And
I leave.
Yeah.
No.
Fuck Frozen, oh my god.
I've got the keys.
You're currently locked out.
My keys?
I've got the house keys, and the garage is closed.
You
Go
are
on.
sadistic.
Get in.
He didn't choose the movie. The military didn't choose the movie.
Blame
Why
her.
did they choose a children's
Because it's a
movie?
fucking funny thing.
It sounds like you're frozen.
Believe me, they
I'm gonna go strangle Chris.
What?
I will reach over
go
the
ask
table.
any military person that's deployed. Ask them what 2 movies have you watched while deployed. I guarantee one of them is Frozen.
See, if I asked my dad that, he'd say Jennifer.
Your dad was in like a while ago.
But
There was a man.
well, yeah, but also like Jennifer has 2 girls kissing, and one's like demonic. So
Yeah. No, it's Frozen.
Yeah.
Once everyone is inside, reluctant or not,
I'm gonna bite you.
I'll close the door and lock it just in case.
I'm gonna bite
Flick off the
you.
lights.
Don't bite anyone. Stop.
I'm gonna bite you.
Get comfy.
You don't have a weapon.
I probably got it.
So all the military people, like they're not wearing their full battle armor. They're still in uniform, but you see like
I will blanket
body
swaddle
armor,
you.
helmet, rifle, but times 4 stacked up along the wall.
Yeah, and I'll set the weapons mainly down and everything.
So everyone gets comfy. And you settle in
I bite Mitch and Matt.
to let it go.
I don't know.
Can't hold it back.
I will throw fries
Exactly.
at you.
So the movie plays, and throughout the movie,
Oh,
The
God,
military
someone
people
kill
are-
me.
so Jenkins isn't as like into it. He's seen the movie,
Jenkins and Dakota are pouting in the corner.
but the rest of them are like belting out, and you know.
Yo, pick some up now.
So Apex throughout has started like making drinks for people too, and you know they're not getting hammered, but they're definitely making sure that this doesn't go to waste. And there's just a set of drinks up on the bar. He's just been making and kind of setting them up there. Does anyone want to take any of them? You're good, Matt?
It'll make the movie better.
I'm good.
I would have to get so drunk I'd strip in front of all these people for me to enjoy this movie.
It is my turn
And
last
Apex
night.
just kind of goes like this to the wall of alcohol behind him.
Hey, I had my fun last night. Your turn now.
Gabe grabs
I'll
a drink.
take it from you, even though
Colin.
I'm not drinking this.
I don't know how I am when I'm drunk.
Nurse.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, Colin's probably like over there with Ember trying to like
Yeah.
get her to make shit.
Yeah. So the movie goes on. Everyone has a good time. You see the military people like singing along to all the songs. And
I'm singing with them.
yeah, quoting the lines and everything. The movie draws to a close, and it's maybe 10 o'clock. So it's not super late. You could throw another one in, or you could turn for the night. It's up to you guys.
Think.
But I get a pick. I don't want Frozen again. That would be terrible.
So what movie would you pick? And I'll have you roll luck. to
Frozen
see.
2's not out yet.
Dracula.
Dracula? Like Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Any Dracula.
Roll luck. Plus 20.
Any Dracula.
All the Draculas.
Can I use sigil to
Did
negate her?
National Lampoon do a Dracula?
So luck plus 20.
Can I use sigil to negate her?
So that is 70. I'll run a sigil for
You
this.
find Rapunzel tangled.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
That was a good movie. I'll watch that shit. Fucking flame
See,
right
Frozen 2 wasn't bad. I liked it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Here's the reason
Okay.
why. I don't remember any of the songs. It was amazing.
Oh, I got it! Critical success! 97!
You got
97!
success.
Your luck is 72?
No, that's plus the 20, and then I burn a sigil.
You gave her a plus 20 to her luck roll for this?
Yeah, they're rich. They have a lot of moves.
Critical success! Yes,
So you get, at the end of tonight, at the end of the session, you get +1 to luck. And you're rifling through. Which vampire movie would you like to put on? If you failed, I was going to have it be Vampire or Dracula 2000.
I want to go for the original Dracula.
There's tomato vampires.
If you really failed, there's going to be Twilight.
Actually, I want Hotel Transylvania. Screw you.
I've not seen any of those either.
I want to go for the original Dracula movie.
You mean like the black and white one?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Okay, cool. Yep, it's in there. Oddly enough, there's like a good selection of classical monster movies in there. It's like the one DVD with all of them on it, so it's like The Mummy.
It was like $5 in the bargain bin.
Yeah, it's the Walmart, dig through it for a while and feel hopeless until you find the one you want. So then you put that in.
If there's subtitles, I'm totally turning them on.
So Church points to Apex and Jenkins. He's like, go take a look, come on back. So they gear up and they leave. They unlock the door, close it.
I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
I need to get out.
You take in weapon?
Understand.
Yeah, I'm taking. I brought a pistol with me. I'm taking it.
Okay. So
never touching your bow again.
You go on for patrol again. Give me. Excuse me. It's nighttime, so flat perception, visual.
-10 for me.
-10. So perception -10. It's nighttime.
40. That's a 59. So that's a fail.
So you're just kind of along for the ride. You wanted to get out of the garage, just kind of take a walk about. So as you're walking along, Jenkins and Apex, they're not really saying much. You see him kind of scanning. Apex seeming a lot more so than Jenkins being the new guy. Is there anything you wanted to say, talk about?
I'm just out there along for the ride at this point. I'm just trying to get out of the house. Just trying to get air. I'm trying to talk much. Don't say talk to me, but
so Jenkins he's kind of behind. Like it's you and Apex in the front, and Jenkins is kind of trailing behind. And Apex looks over at you and goes, "You doing okay?"
Doing as best as I can right now. It's gonna haunt me for a little while, but I'll be good in the end, hopefully.
They always do. But again, like I said, if it's a you or them situation, there's no reason for you to not choose yourself and your friends.
Of course.
So he's walking around. You see him stop a couple times, and he brings up his scope. He's looking kind of back off into the desert. And after like the third time, you're properly like behind the house this time. Mm-hmm. Like the third time he stopped and looked, he's like, "There's something that is way out there. Just a shadow against the shadows." What all did you go up against here the last time?
The last time up here, there were we fought shamblers, right? Because I wasn't there for that set. Matthew wasn't there for that. Matthew wasn't there.
So they ran over a screamer, and they fought 3 shamblers and
dogs.
But then we ran. Some Ziotes showed up.
Oh.
Some dogs.
Okay, so then Matthew wasn't there, so I wasn't there, so
gotcha.
And then the dogs brought some screamers.
So you relay that to him. You were here for him.
Yeah.
In character.
Yeah.
I think we only killed the shamblers.
We only killed the shamblers.
We killed the shamblers and the lifeless, and the dogs followed the scent of the blood, and eventually they wandered off.
Yeah, we didn't kill any of the dogs.
No,
we killed one dog if we clipped it.
Right, that's it.
Like a little bitch.
So you relay that to him, he goes, "Could be a dog. We'll keep an eye on it."
Yeah, dogs suck.
Let's finish our patrol on that. So, anything? Well, they're on patrol. Anything y'all wanted to talk about or do?
I'm sure that while I'm watching this movie, I'm getting bored.
Screw you!
I'm getting bored and kind of just anxious in place, I guess, a little bit. So
you suck.
Honestly,
you suck like a vampire. They're not the fun times.
There's like a dartboard and stuff. There's other stuff in here to do.
Okay.
So
I won't be offended if you get up during movie night and go do other stuff.
I will be so offended, but like I can't.
She's like, you watch Frozen, but you won't watch Dracula.
Like bitch. What? I don't know why.
So they come back from their patrol, and you hear like on the door.
Go over and
assuming
pop.
you locked it behind him.
I'll go over and pop it open.
Miss them. They come back in.
It's the best part. He goes, bleh.
Bleh, 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 bleh.
I didn't make
I should have said Nosferatu.
So, you're back in.
Yeah. As good as I can be.
Apex says, saw something, but it was at a distance. And he points off towards the desert. Like,
Yeah.
could have been a dog. Young blood here said y'all had some dogs. We'll keep that. Are we...
Lock up.
And he asks, like, are we staying in here tonight?
Well,
There's not a lot of windows, and I can't really do a proper overwatch in here.
it's a hell of a lot of effort to drag all the bedclothes back over, especially now. Frozen ended at 10. I'm guessing it's close to like midnight
It's,
now.
I'd say probably like 11. You go about an hour into the movies when they left.
We got couches. We got the ambulance you can sleep in. Got all the bedclothes here.
He goes over to the wall and grabs a ladder. He's like, I'll be up top. Someone come give me a couple hours.
I'll look over at Ember, Jenkins, and all of them.
Well, he was talking to them. He wasn't necessarily
Oh,
saying
okay.
I'll be up top. So Jenkins had like a drink, but kind of like Chris, he was like, yes, I am also drinking. Like,
It's weird that him and Jenkins are sitting there with like full glasses the entire night.
you would notice like Apex put a few down, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him. And, like Amber had a couple, Church had like 1.5. So Church gives him a nod. They all kind of agree, and he leaves out the front door. You hear like clang, and you hear like it's a metal roof, but it's sturdy. So you hear like dun dun dun, and then you hear like a thud. He's on Overwatch.
You didn't take a blanket with him?
He's on Overwatch.
It's summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime in Las Vegas. It's still like 90 degrees.
Even
you
at night.
know me.
He's wearing full body armor.
Yeah, and he's in pretty thick clothes.
Yeah, but
Right,
knowing
guys.
me.
Before everyone turns in, is there anything you wanted to do or say, talk about, do? We already said do.
Tomorrow, let's chat about where we're going, what we're going, where we're doing.
What we gonna do?
It's probably like a really good time to mention this before I forget. I know someone in Washington. Family.
We're going that far?
Well, they have like 3 acres of land on a mountain. They're looking at rapid lake.
Alright.
No, this lake doesn't sound bad. I mean, if you gotta fight off the hordes of the undead, might as well do with some pretty painting scenery around you.
I think they still have a bloody farm too.
I have no opinion at this point. I have no reason to stay or go.
With those guys. They're gonna be looking for the Jeep. They're gonna be looking for us. And maybe next time it's not just 4 of them.
There's more.
There's
more?
They claim there was more.
I did give it to them. They seemed like there was bravado talking.
That doesn't mean next time there won't be.
So,
And next
all
time
the
they might
blankets.
shoot first. I wouldn't mind getting out of here.
Whatever we want to do.
I mean, if we go that far. No! No, I don't
Right.
want it.
I'll get a athletics check.
Hit the hay. We're already packed up, honestly.
No.
You can see about taking off at first light with them.
I'm sleeping. I have the gun to my side, definitely. Safety on, but
So what I was going to say became irrelevant. I was going to ask about me the blanket swaddle you like a baby.
I'm okay.
You get the keys. Then
She takes him.
I'm probably not sleeping in any blankets like this just because I don't want it.
it's a garage in the summertime in
Yeah,
Vegas at
so
night.
that's
It's
amazing.
already like 90 out here. The
Well-
blankets were to sit and lay on.
So the garage itself is air conditioned. Like, it's nice in here.
Ooh, a nice
Probably
garage.
said like 75.
It's nice.
I swaddle myself in a blanket and scoot over to Mitch.
So everyone turns in for the night.
Angry swaddle.
So you have the army essentially, unless any of you wanted to volunteer for a shift, they've pretty much got a couple hours per shift. Everyone's got it. You toss and turn. You're sleeping on couches or on the floor. every once in a while you wake up and you hear kind of the changing of the guard. You hear like the thuds on the roof. You see Apex come back in. He grabs another drink, slams it, like he literally just like pours like a glass and like chugs it, lays down, and within a minute, snoring.
I mean,
Ember takes his place.
I'd volunteer with someone, honestly. If someone else went and I was the only one going to watch, I'd go with them.
So you have Ember and you have Church.
I'll go with Church.
So Ember takes the next shift, and you tell this Church like, "Hey, wake me up. Give me a diplomacy plus 20.
Minus 10, so.
Right. So it's plus 10.
I'm not good at any of this shit, dude.
It's because you're stressed down. They don't want to tweak her.
You know what? We're almost done. I'm just going to use one essential to roll
We're still
that.
got another episode left.
I have 2 more.
Okay.
Use essential. Just
Roll higher.
41. That is a pass.
How was your diplomacy?
36.
So 46 is what he would have to get.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So after a couple hours, you feel a gentle shake on your shoulder, and you're like, "We're up."
Okay. You grab the gun, put a waistband, and then just go.
So you climb up there. He has you go first after you tag out with Ember. So you're up there on the roof, and it's the moon's pretty bright, so you have a pretty good overview of the area. Looking back towards Las Vegas, there's a glow.
An unnatural.
Give me a perception plus 30.
So
it's plus 20 for you. Visual.
Visual, so I'm not going to say what I have to be, because that's a pass. Actually, I have to be 70 to get a higher 70 spread, so.
It's a nuclear.
So looking out at Las Vegas,
Turn to a glow.
it's a 24-hour city.
Yeah.
Always lit up. There's always something on, strips bright. It's a different type of light. You don't see any lights. You see the glow from fires here and there. But you don't see any actual lights on from anything. Looking at Vegas from a distance, there's like the city glow. All the street lights, all the buildings, everything lit up. That's not there. There's a soft glow from here and from there. Not a collective glow like you're used to seeing in Las Vegas. And climbing up here, you heard the air conditioner, a soft hum of a unit on the outside of the garage. You don't hear that anymore. The rest of your night passes.
We all wake up sweaty.
And with the dawn,
Well, I guess one thing that I want to do just for sure. After one of the change of guards,
yeah,
when they leave, I guess I'd say, Mitch, you awake?
what?
Yeah, what's up? You okay?
Are we gonna die?
It's
So happy I'm asleep.
I don't know.
No, either.
But I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do everything in my power to keep all of you alive as long as possible.
Yeah.
We're gonna last a long time.
Okay.
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 Cuddle pop.
Alright, oh,
So you.
I feel like Chris punches me in the face when he does this.
Okay.
We're gonna be okay.
Now the boob, not the face.
And there's also one thing I want to do in church when sorry to keep this away.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
So they're sharing their moments inside. And this is, so in my mind, basically when you and Church switch out with Ember is when they woke up and they have that discussion. So you're about an hour into your shift up on the roof with Church, and the sun you see the glow from Las Vegas, but further east, obviously, you see the glow of first light coming up about summer by about 5:30, 6 o'clock is where it starts to get a little bit bright out.
As I hear the air conditioning fade away, I'm going to just sigh heavily, and then without turning, I'm just going to say, what the hell is humanity going to do now after this?
Since the dawn of time, man has proved its resiliency. We, depending on your beliefs, we clawed our way out of the cave. We fought tooth and nail to become what we are today. We've had wars, we've had pestilence, we've had anything and everything you could think of that should have wiped us out. This is just the next thing. As long as people like you, your friend Mitch, and people like me are out there, we have hope.
So even with a foe like this, you think that you can just take on the undead, you can take shots in the chest and walk just fine. You just take that? Because, God.
So you hear like a shifting. He comes over towards you, plunks back down, puts an arm around your shoulder. We were in Afghanistan. Me, my team, and the colonel. We were pinned down, overwhelming odds. There was no reason why we should have survived. But the hope of the next morning kept us going. We were cut off. We couldn't get air support. But we didn't stop. We kept coming, wave after wave. We fought them off till we were almost bingo on ammo. I was down to my pistol. And everyone in the room had the same thought as you. It was when the colonel reminded us that as long as we have breath, we're not done. As long as you have breath in your chest and a thought in your brain, humanity remains. But the second you start to think that life is hopeless, is the second the enemy wins, whether it's terrorists or zombies. We're not fighting a conventional enemy. But it's an enemy, just like anything else. Apex told me kind of what you went through earlier. I get it. I've done it. We've all pulled triggers in this group. I'm not expecting to find what we're looking for when we head up north. But there's a hope that we might. There's a hope that keeps us going. And that's why we're going out there. As long as you and your group sticks with each other and sticks to hope, even if you die, you'll die with hope in your chest. The question is, what type of death will you have? Will it be a meaningful one, or will you go eat a bullet because you've given up?
I know that I'm against it to a point, but when we all wake up and when everyone wakes up and we figure out our plan, you guys are still going to the base?
Yep. Someone's got to. We've got to know.
I already know Mitch's plan, but count me in. I don't have much of a choice, but to help you guys helped me. Might as well.
I'm not going to ask you to go into the base with us. We'll get you that far. After that, it's up to you what you want to do.
Depending on how we feel about the odds of our friend, we'll see what happens. We'll talk in the car tomorrow, today.
Claps you on the back again. And as the sun comes up, over the horizon. Everyone's sleeping, thinking of past events, what the future might lead. Some sleeping peacefully, some with heavy hearts. You live to face another day in the zombie apocalypse. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. I'm RP Sarge, joined by Dakota,
Hi.
Mitch,
Good night.
Matt,
Night.
and Chris.
Good night.
Till the next time we meet, stay alive.